Aloha! Excuse Busters. Welcome to week 4 of EBU University.
All right, we're here.
That's right. So exciting to have so many of you on this journey and to see the aha moments and successes and growth that is already happening.
It is exciting, yes.
So, last week, week 3, of course, you're all well into Get Over Your Damn Self, right?
That's right. Isn't that a great title? I love it.
Oh my goodness, I'm telling you, some of these words in here are a little much for me, but you know what? The rest of the content is A+.
For a leadership training course, or for anybody starting this business, it's a must read.
That's right. I mean, if we all had this, the first time we started, it would have saved us years of learning.
Yeah.
Right?
That's right.
So many of you are halfway through it, some of you are all the way through it, and if you are, guess what? It's time to reread this book. Until you can you have it memorized and you can speak it back verbatim, you haven't read it enough.
That's right. And the great thing is, none of it's really new. You've probably been to enough trainings in your life to have heard most of it. But she condenses it really well, puts it into an order where you can go start to finish building your business.
So by week 4, those beliefs, those foundational beliefs that you've been working on should be really getting stellar strong.
Yeah, that belief in yourself, the confidence that you feel in yourself, building up, I bet, already, yeah? And the belief in the company. Every time you open your mouth and you say something, you know you believe in it. You may have even checked into the network marketing industry and found out how strong it really is. And as you've checked around and talked to different people and heard different success stories, you've probably heard some really good success stories. I mean, just this woman alone that writes this book talks about the many people in her business that are making 7 figures, and we could name them in our Sensi too.
And if you've read Flip Flop CEO, you've even gotten more belief in the business model and gaining more and more statistics, stories, quotes to help you with your library that you're building, right? And sharing with us as you get excited about a new story, a new quote, or a new statistic.
Yeah, because everything's going to grab everybody different. So what excites you may not excite somebody else. And when you have a really big library and you know where everything is, the minute somebody pops up with an objection, boom, you got a story.
And we love when you share it with us on Marco Polo or on our Facebook page.
Yeah, because we're still collecting stories for our library, aren't we? Every day.
Right.
When you write in your assignments, I get ideas all the time. It's really cool because I read them all. I may not answer them all, but I read them all.
It's also fun to see how your IPA tracking is going and how you're making adjustments and how that's already going to be affecting your paycheck.
That is true. When we start thinking about the amount of time we have and the amount of time we spend, we want to use it wisely. And when we use it on IPA activities, we know that it's going to pay us back in dividends.
So speaking of these income producing activities that you've already been doing, you've also been adding this sit and sniffs, and that is fun to see you share pictures and share when it's been a good day, quote, fishing for new customers, hosts, and friends, and when it's been kind of a day when you're like, this pond doesn't seem to yield any fish.
And that sit and sniff is kind of a multi-purpose thing. You know, it can be, we talked about our 1-minute story, didn't we?
Not yet.
We did last week.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we haven't talked about it today.
Oh, okay. So talk about it today so we can get on with this.
Okay, so we last week challenged you to read chapter 4, find your 4 elements and craft it into a story. You emailed it to us, and now we're ready to take that story and have you even get it more better. I've been on the island too long listening to the locals, right? So what we want you to do is do a video and share with us your 1-minute story on our EBU Facebook group page so the rest of us can see it and you can practice, because you know what? You got to get comfortable being uncomfortable, and sharing it with your peers is probably one of the hardest things that you have to do.
It is hard for me, yes.
And then here's where some really exciting challenge for the week goes, because in university, what happens each week?
Every week it gets harder. I remember when I was in college, you know, the courses started out, especially the first year, you know, it started out fairly easy, just like high school. And then, boom, like week 4 hit, 5, 6, and it was like, okay,
But
time
you
to
know
wake
what?
up and go to
I
class.
have been getting some reports from some people who say, heck no, this isn't hard. This is energizing. And I totally haven't been this sleepless with Sensi in a long time. And I am loving these challenges and I'm loving being pushed and things are changing because I'm changing. So that's what they're saying.
And that's what happens when you're actually doing something because you want to. You found your why. And you're here because you want to. A lot of times when you go to college, you're just going. You don't really know, haven't found yet what you're doing. So now that you found your why, you're excited by now, ready to go, get the big ones.
So with your story, after you email it, we want you to find one new person a day, because you're collecting new friends, right? One new person a day that you're going to engage in a conversation and get to the point in the conversation where you have an opportunity to share your 1-minute story. So that's 5 people. Now, we just want to talk to you about the fact that if you have been paying attention on your page and the official Team Make It Happen page, that you've noticed that we posted 237,250 reasons. Boy, that's a tongue twister.
It's a lot of reasons.
You want to make a point to collect a new friend every single day for a year.
Really? Somebody's going to pay me that?
Statistically, it's worth, if you cultivate a new contact, every new person you cultivate into a friendship and cultivate into working them into your business in a way that best meets their needs, because you can't help someone else get what they want without getting what you want, then they are worth a minimum of $650. So if you take 365 new contacts, that's one a day for a year, times 650, you are looking at a minimum of $237,250.
I might even go to work for that.
It's funny when we start to break down how to eat an elephant or a pizza and really look at what's possible, then it seems like really one new contact a day, learning these skills, learning to tell my story, learning how to have those booking and recruiting conversations, willing to do the 5 to 8 follow-ups can yield that kind of money in a few short years, or 2 or 3 times that much. It just depends on you, how serious you are, and how many new friends you collect every day. Right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So we're in the friend making business, right? I mean, who doesn't want to be friendly? So all we got to do is go out and make new friends.
That's right. And when we leave, we want to make sure that they've pulled up their phone. We're friends with them on Facebook now. We've got the friend request sent, added to our VIP page, and $1 Million Training Wise, we're getting their number. Say, hey, do you mind if I get your phone number too? Once a month or every few months we do a special, and I'd love to be able to follow up with a text. So
well, really, when you get your 4-minute, your 1-minute story down, they're going to be asking you questions. You really don't have. They're going to.
You know what? That is so true.
Because the whole point of it is to get them intrigued in you, intrigued in your business opportunity, intrigued in your product. So really, after you get through with it, if you just stand there and don't say anything, they're going to ask you questions. We sometimes talk too much. Who talks first loses. That's one of the big things in making deals and trades and stuff. You just got to be able to hold out.
So if you want to know how powerful you've crafted your story, you'll know because they'll be the one that's asking you questions next. So when you ask for their friend request and their telephone number, they're ready to give it to you. Okay, so what are we going to do also with these 5 minimum new names in the next week?
I would add them to my list of 100. Because by now, your list of 100 might be a little short. Might be down to 50.
Or it could be like some of them, over 200.
That's true.
You never know, but we want to see that you have at least a list of 100, and this is going to help you get, a list of 365 minimum a year.
Yeah. So that's going to give you some follow-up activities, which are IPA activities, correct? They're going to give you some recruiting activities. All of these things, they all fit right in to our IPAs, and so we can start making good use of our time.
That's right. So that takes care of the challenges for this week, but we want to talk a little bit about last week's exciting body learning.
Wasn't that fun? The experiential learning, they call it, body learning. That, to me, that makes That is how I learn. I think that's how most of us learn. We got up, we walked, we fell, we got up, we walked, we fell. If somebody said, oh, poor thing, we cried. If they didn't say, oh, poor thing, we didn't cry.
Well, and here's a prime example.
Okay.
Someone tried to teach us, don't touch the stove as a child. And they told us, don't touch the stove. If you touch the stove, it's going to hurt and you're going to be sad. And you know what? Most of us, what did we have to do?
Have to touch the stove.
And find out through a body
Learning.
an experiential experience for ourselves.
Learning.
Hey, and then we tell our kids, don't touch the stove. And do they listen? No. So when we do these experiences that have the physical learning in them, we really up our level of power. Because knowledge is only potential power.
That's right.
Implemented knowledge is actual power.
Because emotion, energy in motion, is what gets our beliefs moving. And once our beliefs get moving, we get active. And
That's right.
then we put our knowledge that we've learned. I don't know that it becomes knowledge until we use it. I don't know. There's a lot of different theories out there. But I know one thing. They don't pay us for doing nothing.
That's right. They don't pay us for knowing things. They pay us for doing
That's
things.
right. They don't care what we know.
So let's just talk for a brief moment about the popcorn experience and why, what are some of the things that I've been taught through it through the years.
What?
So, you know, it was so great to hear all of your different reasons too, because they were new. You taught me things because of your perspective of what you learned. What I learned originally was, you know, you start your business, you're all excited, you know, you're all excited for popcorn, you put the oil on the stove, and then
You got to get a pan first.
Is it success? Right. Is it successful immediately? No. It takes so dang long for the kernels to pop. And do they all pop at once?
Especially
No.
if you're excited.
They don't all pop at once, right?
And do they all pop?
No, and they don't all pop. And so for me, it's really a recruiting learning. Because it says that no matter, even if I bring everybody to the oil, and no matter how much work and
The
excitement
oil's all
and
the same
energy
heat.
I put into the oil, not everybody's going to catch the vision and catch on fire in their business, and not everybody's going to pop. Also,
So do we try to repop the ones that haven't popped?
seriously, you're going to
Well,
get
I
that
mean,
deep?
some of us do, right, in our businesses.
Right, that's true. Some of them
We
reinstate, and
try
they do get it
to
on the second or third
repop
time.
people over and over and over again. They're either gonna or not.
That's right. So then,
Because
let's
we're getting
see.
over our damn self.
That's right.
Yeah.
So then, also what's interesting to know is that, you know, it takes a while for us to get our momentum going, and it takes a while to get our team going. They come on slowly, usually. And then they all pop at different times, and some pop bigger than others, and some don't pop at all. But what we do know is that if you bring enough kernels or enough people into the business, you will get enough to fill yourself the most delicious bowl of popcorn and the most delicious bank account.
So if they don't all pop in one, you can do another batch, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you can have popcorn in perpetuity, just like we can have recruits, a business. That's called building a business. If we just popped at one time, that would be not as fun long term. Because you just eat one kernel at a time, not good, right?
Right. So anyways, keep learning those experiences, keep pondering your popcorn and what it's teaching you about where you're at in your business, and keep thinking about that as you're waiting for your new recruits to come on board, and you're waiting for them to catch the vision, and you're waiting for your business and your paycheck to explode.
And don't spend a lot of time trying to repop those that don't pop.
Because there's plenty of new kernels.
That's right. Just get some new kernels.
Okay.
Next.
We will be here next week with week 5. In the meantime, we can't wait to see your assignments and hear you on the Marco Polo and the Facebook page.
Bye-bye.